Today is going to be all about budget bling. We're going to do this with a dremel. I'm going to show you another way to do yet another pretty cool thing with a dremel real quick. It's pretty easy, it's pretty quick, don't take no special skills, just gotta have a steady hand. You can do this on aluminum, brass, soft metals, don't really matter. Whatever it is you want to do it on. Before I do this, I am not sponsored by anybody. Nobody gives me freebies or nothing like that. I wish they did, but they don't. I shouldn't have to say this, but do not do this without safety glasses and a mask on at the very least, maybe some earplugs. You're gonna be slinging around little shards of aluminum all over the place. You don't want it to go inside of your body. It sucks. Another thing, I wanna apologize real quick because a couple of these videos were shot through my phone because this camera was pointed at what I was doing. So just kind of bear with me on that. You'll still be able to see it. So, here we go. Before you do this, you wanna make sure that you have a bit like the one on the right, a burr bit. This one is not, this is not for what we're trying to do. This one's for glass and things like that. This one is actually meant to get into metal. It bites down real good. It has, I don't know if you can see it, probably not, but it has what looks like little blades on it. So these are the bits that you're going to want to use for this. There's this one here that's teeny tiny. I use this for my general outline, and then I'll run it back over with this one that's slightly larger. And then for the background, the stippling, I use this one here. Also, another thing that I do whenever I put this in my Dremel, I have the remote, whatever you call it, where it's real long away from the actual Dremel. It works because you can hold it similar to a pencil. You have a lot more control over it, and it's a lot easier to handle. It's not as heavy as, you know, the main Dremel thing over there. But whenever I put the bit in, I put it in as far as I can go. What that'll do is make sure that it doesn't bounce around, and I have as much control over it as I possibly can. Okay, so I'm gonna explain a little bit more about the Sharpie here. So whenever you're going to lay out your design, there's a whole bunch of fancy ways you can do it. The easiest way, honestly, is just with a Sharpie. Whenever I do it, I like to put a border. I don't usually engrave stuff all over the top, and you know, 100% as they call it. That border is literally just gonna be a line. You wanna try to make sure that the rotation, which is usually spinning, if you're looking down the Dremel this way, it's usually spinning to your right. Make sure that whenever you're doing your line, if it catches and wants to pull, it doesn't pull to somewhere that you don't intend to engrave. Everywhere where there's not Sharpie is going to be stippling, right? It's going to be your background texture. It's what's going to make all this kind of stand out. For this video, I'm going to do the front section. Let's go ahead and I'm going to show you how to do this. I've switched to a smaller bit, and the reason for that is to get real tight and precise lines around this banner and around the lettering and things like that. This line that I just engraved is going to be run over again with a bigger bit. It'll smooth it out. It's not going to be that jagged and everything. That's just a guideline. This smaller bit, what it's going to do is it's going to let me get a lot closer in there, and it's not going to want to pull as nearly as much. and then I'll use this bit to stipple the letters, because the letters are going to be stippled against a polished aluminum, which is the inside of the banner, so they'll stand out real well. These spider webs aren't going to be stippled, and they're not going to be going through the banner like that either, but they're going to be solid. So all of that's going to get done with this real fine bit here that I have. So this is how we do that. Now I've got everything lined out. Everything's just kind of roughed in there. Now I need to get rid of the Sharpie. So you can't really, it's not really going to go anywhere. You can't really wipe it off. So if you use some metal polish, I use white diamond. It don't really matter what you use as long as it doesn't have ammonia in it. Ammonia, oh Lord, ammonia will make it oxidize pretty quickly. And just rub it on there. That's how you get the Sharpie off of there. Now you're left with an outline so you can see where you need to put your stippling. So to do the stippling, we're going to use this bigger bit. You don't want to just do it randomly. Doing it randomly, it doesn't look bad, but it doesn't look as good as it could. Say you're over here and you start here. So when you get to a stopping point, you come back and you put a line up underneath that, and then a line up underneath that, and then a line up underneath that, and so on and so forth. That gives it more of a consistent look, so that it's not just all over the place and, you know, crazy looking and everything else. There you go. There's all the stippling done and everything. The lettering is supposed to look hand drawn, so that's why it's kind of not consistent throughout there. Kind of looks a little bit rough. It was actually meant to be hand drawn looking, like if somebody just wrote it on there, but engraved. Now we're going to take a little bit more of the metal polish. So there y'all have it, engraving with a dremel. Now this isn't done yet. I still have to go back and fix up a couple little things and touch up a few things. But for now, it's finished, and I think you get the point. If you like this video, comment, subscribe, like. We'll be coming out with a whole lot more stuff. We got plenty of bikes to work on. That's it for this video. Now you know how to do this, and we'll see y'all next time.